Hi, friends. It is I, your ever-present host Eric, and it is she, my beautiful and spectacular girlfriend Rachel. And we've been watching a lot of movies lately. I really should have included more movies in this title than the ones I did. And we watched lately a movie called The Hammer with Adam Carolla. That's his name?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
We watched a movie called Kung Fu Hustle,
Yeah.
which is a Chinese film with subtitles. We watched a movie called Malibu's Most Wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen it. It's got B-Rad as the star. I don't know what that guy's name is, but
Jamie Kennedy.
We watched Grandma's Boy, which has the same one of the friends in Malibu's Most Wanted is also in Grandma's Boy. That guy, what's his name again?
Nick Schwartzman.
Nick Swanson.
Swanson.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Schwartzman. Hell
Swanson,
no.
I don't know. Regardless, him.
Swanson, yeah.
We saw Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one we saw on that day? We saw Wonder
I
Woman.
know.
We saw those two other science fiction ones. We saw Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow
and Passengers.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
We've watched a lot of movies lately. So, of all those movies, what do you think the most tomorrow? Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, Jake.
Yeah, it is a lot of pressure.
Edge of Tomorrow, Passengers, Wonder Woman, Malibu's Most Wanted, Grandma's Boy, The Hammer, and Ford versus Ferrari. I think that's all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, of those, which do you think was the most entertaining?
I have to say, so entertaining.
Made me laugh, made me cry, made me go in suspense. It was great. I did find Wonder Woman quite entertaining.
Yeah. Wonder Woman was entertaining.
Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow was very entertaining.
Yeah, it really was.
In fact, if you were going to say, which is the most entertaining, well, they were both very entertaining. I still go with Kung Fu Hustle is the better movie ultimately because it's more original and more fun and more just wacky and weird.
Mm-hmm. Very, very, very wacky and weird.
But Edge of Tomorrow is a great thriller, a great science fiction thriller movie.
Yeah, it really is.
Now, what do you think the least entertaining of them was?
Least entertaining. Ooh. Maybe.
I agree with you, Jake Hurwitz. That's my choice. What do you choose, Rachel?
I was thinking Ford versus Ferrari.
Yes, we're on the same page again. It was the least entertaining. It was still a good film.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Me too.
And I'm glad we watched it. And I was able to talk with my dad about it. Interesting conversation because the first thing my dad asked when I told him, we just finished watching it was, did they mention BB in the movie? And BB, of course, is the bad guy. But in my dad's memory, he's the executive that my dad talked to in the pit and was nice to him and said, hey, when you come back to the States and you want a job in Ford Pitt, come see me in Dearborn, Michigan, which is where the Ford plant was at the time, I guess. Or maybe it still is. I don't know. But
that's so
funny. So he thinks that BB is like a good guy. Or the movie makes him out to be a bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Different perspectives. It's really interesting.
And my dad also sort of views Shelby as a scumbag because he was like, what they don't show in the movie was that apparently Shelby was there with like a very young woman. And he's like 45 or whatever. Like maybe she was 18, maybe.
Oh.
So. Now, one thing I want to actually look up on the internet. Talking about Ford versus Ferrari. Ford versus Ferrari was the least entertaining of the movies, but still a good film. I would not say that there's none of the movies that we saw on that list that I would say thumbs down on.
Yep.
I would say thumbs up to all of them.
I would too.
And Isaac, Roddy, I will relist the movies for you just in case you missed the original list. Malibu's Most Wanted, Kung Fu Hustle, and The Hammer, and Ford versus Ferrari. You know, I forgot about The Hammer. The Hammer was pretty entertaining.
It was entertaining. I laughed a lot actually during it. It was very and it was an engaging story too. A lot of heart.
Yeah, it was a little overwritten in spots, like a little too much Corolla one-liners.
Yeah.
But a good movie nonetheless.
Yeah.
Now, there were two movies we talked about. We've discussed this ourselves already, but I wanted to compare against, which was Grandma's Boy, which she had seen and I hadn't, and Malibu's Most Wanted, which I had seen and she hadn't. So we watched both of those, and we both agree Malibu's Most Wanted is a slightly better movie, or she maybe even more than slightly, but I say slightly better. Yeah, slightly. Okay, we're on the same page there.
They're both. I think they both got the same amount of chuckles out of me.
I think.
Whereas
Grandma's
Boy is not wholesome.
Well, it still has kind of a nice story to it, which saves it. Which is the story of them developing this video game and stuff.
True. She's great, I think.
Yeah, that girl in the movie's good.
Yeah. Well, the grandma, I think I like.
Oh yeah, she's really good.
She's a good grandma. Yeah.
So, which was the worst movie of the block? Now we talked about least entertaining.
I think the best part of it for First Ferrari was the story between like the driver and Shelby.
Kind of the core of the movie.
Yeah, and I thought it looked beautiful. Like they shot the cars really nicely and everything, but it wasn't
again, not particularly very likable main character.
No.
There's nobody really root for in that movie, to be honest.
Well, when we were like that one part at the end happens, like when he's driving, I didn't feel anything. I think it's supposed to make you be like, oh no, you know.
It was to feel for his kid.
Yeah. Well, that was mostly what I felt and her, and you know.
Hi, Bacon. All right, so if we were going to rank them best to worst of all those movies we saw in that group, we've talked about it several times now. What do you think? Were we in agreement that number one was
Kung Fu Hustle? Is the best one out of them. Yeah, it's great. Good movie.
Yeah. Now, what do you think number two is? It could be. We could have different lists too, you know.
I liked Edge of Tomorrow. I think that was pretty good in my opinion. I liked that one.
Yeah, I was going between that and The Hammer.
Oh, The Hammer was good too.
What?
Damn, they're so different.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Edge of Tomorrow. It's a little bit more entertaining, probably.
Yeah.
You want to go with that one too, or you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's I agree. And then I would say also third is The Hammer.
Yeah, we're in agreement here.
Okay, so
now fourth. Okay, so there's Wonder Woman, there's Passengers, both of which were good. There's Malibu's Most Wanted, Grandma's Boy, which was good. And then there's Ford versus Ferrari. Am I forgetting any of them?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Wonder Woman. And then we've got probably Malibu's Most Wanted.
Mm-hmm. It's more generally funny. Most people could watch it. Where Grandma's Boy, not everyone could watch that. I wouldn't watch that with my parents.
So, of the 7 movies we've watched the last couple of days,
Oh, we forgot Passengers.
Oh, Passengers. Where do we put that?
Hmm. I think I like Malibu's where it is.
I mean, I'd put Passengers at 3.5, I think.
3.5. But yeah, between Hammer and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a little more
It's
interesting ultimately than Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
which is a little
it is.
little conventional, a little sort of paint by numbers.
Well, it's like a sci-fi twisty turny kind of thing. It's good.
Right, and it got me with all the fake endings.
Me too.
It's like
Like,
there may be too many fake endings, but it works.
It definitely draws you out of your shell to care, you know.
Yeah. So we're taking also for the two people who are here, either Grotti Bacon or Jake Hurwitz and Bacon or whoever's here. We're also interested in suggestions for movies to watch, especially like good movies that we might not have seen already. Rachel's seen like everything there is to see, pretty much. But I've seen a lot of stuff too. So,
well, you know, I had a time in my life where I would go to the movies like every Wednesday. So because of that, I've seen a lot of more current movies. But I love movies. I will watch most anything.
we watched 8 movies in the last couple of days.
Damn good.
We're putting in some time.
Yeah,
putting in
we
some
are.
effort.
It's been fun. And it's great because we do like to talk about it afterwards. A lot of times there are people who just watch it.
Oh yeah, we like to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that we're actually completely in agreement on all 8 of these.
Yeah.
And this is sort of typical for me and Rachel. Like we tend to have the same taste in media.
Yeah, we
and
do.
We tend to understand it in the same way. It's interesting the 4 versus 4 because it had that sort of serious and Rachel's right about the cinematography talk, you know, fancy shot. I mean, let me put this over here with Rachel so you don't feel so under intense scrutiny. And I'm once again live streaming to 2 people. 1 person? No, 2 people. Good.
Yeah.
That's just my new normal, I guess.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, host Eric. I see you have been binge watching movies. Cool. Yeah, we have been.
Yeah, we've watched 8 movies. We just ranked them. We discussed which ones were the best. If you haven't seen Kung Fu Hustle, go ahead and rent it on YouTube and watch it. It's fucking delightful.
Yeah, I think you would like it. I think most people would.
That's probably the best word for it. Is it's delightful.
It is delightful. It really is. It's full of definitely like quirky characters, and even the cinematography with that is so stylized.
Yeah.
It's right. With the characters.
Right.
And like you're laughing at the same time.
Right. It's not just silly. It's
of shadow banning. I don't remember if we talked about this before.
I think you're the one who mentioned it maybe before. I have heard of it once before. I get more people participate if I live stream from the archive channel than I do from here.
You have been. It's true.
So I'll probably start doing that. I think this period of time is decisive on the matter. Basically, I'm live streaming during the virus. You know, a lot of people are reporting big jumps in viewership and stuff. I'm not doing terrible live streams. They're not that boring. So, you know, there's no other explanation really at this point.
No.
Which means I'll probably wrap up live streaming on this channel pretty soon and start switch over. I'll make a video announcement that I may still be uploading videos to here. I don't know if the performance will be different or not. You know, but I'll probably move most of my operations over to the archive channel.
Yeah, it worked well last time. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start that tomorrow. And this will be the last of the live streams on this channel. You know, it's kind of cool to have this dwindling group of intimates as a reminder of like the heart of the whole thing, you know? Because I suspect if I start live streaming on a channel that's not getting shadow banned, that I'll probably start pick up some subscribers pretty quick and all that kind of stuff. Or even if I don't give a fuck, But
No,
I'm sure the
it'll
numbers
be more even keeled though, the playing field, you know?
numbers should be, improved because it'll be ideally fair again.
Yeah. It's buffering.
And it's like that's another thing. It's why is it always buffering? But I do my speed test and everything looks fine. And
that's a good point.
That might be right now
off.
due to YouTube being overwhelmed. It could also be the fact that it's raining right now and everybody's on the internet. Who knows?
Who knows? Oh really?
Doubt is Jeebus.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought doubt was cloud.
I thought so too. I was wrong. It's Jeebus.
Oh.
I realized that one day when Doubt asked. I've got a couple of other channels. I got TWFB Archives channel, music channel. We got Raw too, but I'm never going to upload anything on that again because it's too much vulnerability for getting in trouble with YouTube. So, what do you mean he was shadow banned by the mods? Who are the mods? You mean like moderator on YouTube? Hi, CJ O'Connell. Yeah, Jesus is doubt. Well, that's the other thing is I'm not live streaming very intelligently in that regard because the fact is though I live stream when I feel like live streaming. That's when I want to live stream. I don't want to have to schedule shit. It's like I had a conflict with my dad today over that very issue. How's the gang? Tough, streetwise, hard, like the streets themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the gang is. Anyway, so my dad pulled one of these maneuvers this morning. Comes in, he's like, "Do you want?" I see. Well, regardless, so my dad comes in this morning and says, I suggested to him we watch Ford versus Ferrari. I think this is for sure probably going to work. I'm always suggesting things that we do together to make my dad happy if I can think of them. Right? This one, no, I don't want to watch that because I have my memories and it's going to interfere with them. Okay, fine. And then he says, and I'm like, well, I don't, I sort of kind of hummed and hawed about it and told him I didn't really like that dinner again. I don't want that same dinner we've been having for days and days because I just don't know. But most of all, what I realized is I don't like, and Rachel and I don't operate well with scheduled meal times because we eat when we feel like it. We eat when we're hungry.
Yeah.
And we don't want to have to be required to eat when we're not hungry, obviously. Who wants that? Grandma's Boy is good. It's solid. I recommend all those films. Okay, I recommend all the films on this list. Just because Grandma's Boy came in 7th out of 8, doesn't mean I think it's a bad movie. I enjoyed it. But I tell you, Nick Swartzen.
Yeah, he steals the show.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah. But see, my dad, even that is like, well, son, this is the problem since Mom. Eric suggesting things doesn't work.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. I don't know why, it just doesn't. But the cool thing was this. So anyway, dinner time came around, and Dad came out here and knocked on the door and to dinner, and I said, Dad, I'm not really hungry, and this is unacceptable. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, My dad's an ESTJ, and then we watched that movie, and then I went and chatted with him and said, hey, sorry about dinner. Because I am willing to make concessions, but the problem is he's not very clear in communicating. It's like if he wants us to eat dinner with him tonight, then fine. But we have no problem going in there and eating with him if that's what he wants. But he's always very unclear about what he wants, and it changes from day to day. Some days he does want us to eat with him. Some days he does not want us to eat with him, and it's no way to know. It's like, what the fuck, you know? But of course, when I went in there and said sorry about dinner, he, being cool dad that he is and cool guy that he is, he said no.
Yeah, it is really cool.
So that conversation was really easy, you know. And then I got to listen to him tell. And I got to listen to him tell me some more of his Le Mans story. BB is the bad guy in the movie, but my dad has fond memories of the guy, and the guy basically offered him a job with Ford if he wanted it when he got back from Europe, because my dad was in the military over there and also raced cars. He raced Mini Coopers, and he was working in the pits for the Ford team for 2 years. And
it's cool.
Yeah, so one of the memories he shared with me in there was holding the hand of somebody's widow at the hospital who had crashed and died in the race. And I want to look up who it was. I forget the name. He said was like, I don't remember. I have to look it up. But I want to look up like people who died in races in Le Mans, 64, 65, 66. He's not sure whether he was there 64, 65, or 65, 66. I think 66 is the year the Ford team won. So
Yeah.
He's probably there 65, 66. I did it in the ESTJ. I had the same problem with being terrible at communication. It's the thing is this. They're not necessarily terrible at communication, but you can't intuit anything. I think he's just, I think he doesn't want to see things that contradict his memories, maybe, or something.
Or his understanding.
Of it, But when I talked to him about the movie, he sounded more interested in seeing it. He's like kind of getting talked into seeing it a little bit. And I told him, hey, if you want to see it at any point, I can bring it in here and just put it on the TV for you. He said, well, how would you do that? I said, well, I just bring my laptop in and plug it in here. And he's like, oh, you have it on your laptop? I said, yeah, I do have it on my laptop. Don't bother explaining that I rented it on YouTube. And
Yeah.
It was nice. I was glad that the little blow up happened because, when I went and chatted with him on the front step, I was able to say, put my arm around his shoulder and tell him how much I appreciate everything he does for the family and all that kind of stuff. Which, because I wrestle a lot with guilt and with uncertainty, basically, which is to say, I'm not sure really often how best to serve my dad's needs and wants and interests because they change and his words don't reflect that he's aware of that. Oh, well, the friend is not a friend. He was just sharing with me a memory of sitting with the team basically sent him to the hospital because he was like, it sounds like basically his job in the pit was a gopher. He was like, he had various little jobs. Like he spoke French better than most of the Americans who were there at the Ford team. So he was like a part-time translator / go get this, go do this kind of thing. Obviously very low man on the totem pole. But nevertheless, somebody who was there in the pit and said, BB spent the last few hours down there in the pit. In the movie, BB's mostly up in the press box and then comes down and then goes back up. According to my dad, BB was there in the pit the last few hours and he didn't necessarily know the guy who died very well. I think he was just sort of sent to the hospital to be the team representative, maybe because he spoke French too,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So that's probably why he ended up holding this woman's hand in the hospital as they were informing her that her husband was dead.
Wow.
So that was kind of, that's kind of a crazy thing to have in your memory bank.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. So, but it's really interesting stuff. And my dad, who's got FE8, is always saying like, I know I'm just running my mouth here or whatever. It's sort of an FE8 kind of, I can work around FE by just acknowledging my bad FE kind of approach, But in a lot of these issues, it's not that way at all for me. I keep trying to assure him of this. I actually am very interested in hearing these stories. And I appreciate him repeating a lot of the stories to me so I can remember them because, he told me about that widow thing before, but I'd forgotten about it until he told me about it again tonight. And so it's like, my SI is not that great. And so it's good that he repeats these things, and I want to encourage him to tell me those stories and stuff. It's he's an interesting guy.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Interesting fellow. What type are you most compatible with an ESTJ? Well, ISFJ didn't do too bad, despite the fact that it's polar and dom. My mom and my dad worked out pretty well. I think ISFJs can put up with a fair amount of bullshit.
Yeah.
Which you're going to have to if you're with an ESTJ.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's no way you could be an ENTP with an ESTJ. Here's my phone. Maybe making sound or something. Probably for work tomorrow.
Do you know where it is, your phone?
No, I'll find it later. Whatever. So, in that regard, in some sense, the Ford versus Ferrari movie, even though I put it last on the list, had kind of because I'm an intuitive and not a sensing person, I don't consider those subjective elements in my critique of the film.
Yeah. You wouldn't know, really.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know. Some of the censor stuff, right? I mean, you weren't there.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, like, if I've lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was talking about. Well, we've been smoking a pretty good weed. I like them a lot. Rachel's maybe a little less gung ho about them than I am, but I think she likes them a lot too. But she just doesn't like the fact that they sort of dominated the whole movie scene for a while.
Yeah, it was tough for me because it was the only at the time it was the only movie that I could get someone to go with me to go see, and the hype before it really deflated my my interest in seeing it just by default. I feel bad that I do that, but it's sometimes it's just I don't know. but I actually do really love seeing those movies because they're highly entertaining and I think they're good for everyone.
Yeah, we both enjoyed Wonder Woman. Yeah, she's been
Yeah,
sleeping
and
great.
we saw Thor
Ragnarok.
Yeah, that was
Phenomenal.
so good. I love that when like they have crossovers and like different characters within it. Like it was this good movie. I like the Hulk, so I thought it was good.
Yeah.
And Thor's so funny.
Yeah,
That's-
Thor. That movie's fantastic. That's, in my
It's a good
opinion,
movie.
it's the best of all the Marvel movies. It's Thor Ragnarok. But Rachel, how you been
It's a good
sleeping?
one. Good.
Yeah, I've been sleeping great. I think it's fair to say both Rachel and I feel very mentally and physically healthy right now.
Yeah.
Probably unusually so for both of us. You know, we actually went jogging the other day.
Yeah.
How about you, Rachel? Well, so let's see. We got to narrow the scenario here. Which one do I?
I used to have a Marvel like battle game where you're all the characters. That's a fantastic question because like my person for battle is different
Right.
than who I would be.
Because I would say regarding the battle thing, obviously you want to be Captain Marvel.
You see, I want to be Iron Man.
Okay, but if you're talking about who's the most powerful, I think Captain Marvel's the most powerful.
Oh, Captain Marvel! Oh, Captain Marvel! Yeah, she's pretty damn badass.
She just flies through spaceships and they explode.
True. She's a good character. I like her.
But if you're excluding like most powerful, like which is has the most like coolest abilities or something? I like Hawkeye, I guess. I like his cool arrow shooting shit, but he's obviously not the most powerful. I like I like Black Widow's character, but she's obviously not the most powerful. I like the Hulk. The Hulk's fine. I like Thor best, probably, as far as the characters go, in terms of how they played out in the movies. Yeah. What about you?
That's a fucking tough one for me. Probably Iron Man because it's the first one that I saw. It's the first one that I liked. When I had the app on my phone for the game, I got some badass Iron Man shit, and I was like, "This is meant to be." So, probably it's Iron Man. I was very like I felt like the slabs heard me and were like, "We're gonna hook you up with some Iron Man shit," you know.
Well, I think that Iron Man is the most versatile of them.
Truth.
Quicksilver. I don't know who Quicksilver is.
Okay.
Wolverine. Wolverine is a sexy superhero. That's very SE. That's very SE choice for you, there, Winston's mom. I'd say the sexiest superhero is probably. Well, there's a few chicks to choose. This male superhero is probably Captain America.
Ew.
No, my taste in. Do I have bad taste in men?
Thor. It's definitely Thor. I don't like Captain America. Is not my favorite. He's the one that I don't understand.
I guess I got terrible taste in men. Okay, wait.
No.
Hey, no. You know what, Rachel? It's okay. We found an area where you and I have different taste. It's in men. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's fine. That way we won't go after the same guy.
But I don't think we have same taste in women either because it makes me sad. I feel like I don't have enough like women to choose from.
There's not that many.
Well,
Like,
you got,
I guess
you got,
I like Captain Marvel. I do.
okay, you got,
I would go
you got
after
Captain
her.
Marvel. Okay,
Yeah,
see,
she would be the one that I would go after.
the only thing she's got is her power. Other than that, there's nothing really appealing about her. She's not that sexy or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? I think her powers are sexy. That honestly,
She's
I'm
too
not going.
butch. She's just
Is
too
she
butch.
butch?
Yeah, she's pretty butch. She's a lesbian.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's a
I
scissor
didn't
sister.
know that.
Yeah.
Oh. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's not that many to choose from, and I don't like to feel limited in my choices of women. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you also have Wonder Woman. Don't forget about her.
I know.
You also got
Yeah,
the
but
Wasp.
Wonder Woman isn't Marvel.
Oh, she's not?
DC.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Yeah, she's not. I'm telling you, Marvel is pretty limited.
Okay, well, we can include all the female superheroes from any superhero.
Okay, then it would be Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman gets okay.
Yeah,
I understand now why you
Yeah.
didn't pick her.
I don't think me and a spy would not talk that much, so.
And here's the other thing. I think that you'd have to say that maybe if you include some villains, a Catwoman would have to be up there in the sexy.
Oh, I would be Catwoman for Ish, sure. She's number one. And I would not be Harley Quinn.
Aquaman. Oh, Harley Quinn's pretty attractive too. I forgot about her. She might. Okay, so I want to see Isaac Roddy and Maddie Sanchez, Mrs. Bond. What do you think? If you had to go Harley Quinn
Catwoman?
or Catwoman. Harley Quinn? I guess if I had to date one of them, Catwoman seems less dangerous than Harley Quinn. I have a feeling it would be maimed very quickly by Harley Quinn.
Mm. Yeah, she has a bat.
Yeah, she likes to maim people. Eartha Kitt is the ultimate Catwoman.
Yeah, she really is.
Yeah, the actress who plays Harley Quinn. Do you know what her
What's
name
her
is?
name? Margot Robbie? Yeah.
Margot
I just
Robbie.
found out I like her husband. I love when I like an actress and she has a husband that I like too.
Who's her husband?
This British, he might be Australian because she's Australian, but this British actor I know from like British movies, and he seems like a nice guy, and she's a nice girl, so it's like cool.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Wholesome, I guess you can say.
That's good.
He looks like kind of like the guy that can make her laugh.
Cool.
Yeah.
You think that she's to him? You're so funny.
I do actually.
And that's how they got together.
Yeah.
I bet they did. That's what happened.
Yeah.
The Rock is now going to be a DC superhero.
Wow.
Wow.
I wonder which one.
What superpowers is he going to have?
Black Adam. Like how there's Claw still in it though.
Yeah,
Like-
right, of course. You got to have the quad.
Yes. When I say that I'm not attracted to that guy, Jason Momoa, I think he is incredibly attractive. Like that's never going to be taken away, but I don't feel this like urge to be like dominate me. Here, it's like
Well, that's good. That
Um,
makes it a safer movie for us to watch.
yeah.
I wouldn't want you to get all hot and bothered by Jason
I
Momoa.
really don't. I think he's very like a lot of people are attracted to Jason Momoa. He's an incredibly attractive guy. I just am not for some reason, and I feel bad when I say that I'm not because I feel like people don't get me.
It's okay, baby. I'm sure Jason Momoa is gonna be okay with not having my woman attracted to him.
Yeah, and I honestly don't think that he would be attracted to me either. Like he would see me as someone he could flick from his finger.
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about the guy.
I don't know. That's just how I see it. Like I was like this puny thing. I don't know. I don't see him being attracted to me either. Yeah, Lisa Bonet. They make sense. They're a couple. When you look at them, it's like, yeah, I definitely understand that couple a lot.
Wasn't Lisa Bonet? Didn't she also? Wasn't she married to Mike Tyson?
I don't know. She might have been.
Who was that chick who was married to Mike Tyson? Winston's mom knows, I bet.
Yeah, who was? Robin Givens was.
What was she in again? Robin Givens?
I thought she was a dancer.
She was in some show, I think, around the time that she started dating Mike Tyson.
Oh my gosh. At camp, I was in camp with his niece.
Mike Tyson's niece?
Yeah. Yeah. She said that he used to be like really sweet and that like boxing kind of changed him.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. 21 Jump Street, maybe with Johnny Depp, and I will check it out. Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street was a big deal. But like I remember 21 Jump Street was really big, and with Johnny Depp, like that was a big combination that like were like teen heartthrob, and then like Jared Leto on oh god, My So-Called Life with Claire Danes. Like I remember that, like that was a big deal too.
Well, I feel about like wrapping up this live stream. I'll probably make an announcement tomorrow. I'm going to live stream from now on the archive channel and put it up as my like introduction video, the default video, or whatever, saying basically I'm going to be operating from the archives channel henceforward. So thanks for the for you who are here. You know what? Before we go, why don't we pull a couple cards?
Yeah, why not?
Winston's mom, you're still here. Hopefully, I'll pull some cards for you.
We don't have to. You don't have to worry about watching anything with me when it comes to like actors and stuff.
I'm not worried about that. This is your heart.
9 of sticks.
9 of sticks. You got 9 sticks in your heart.
9 is the number of magic, so they say.
Now, your fears.
What does that be?
8 of swords.
8 of swords, anxiety.
Your fears are just fears.
Yeah, your fears are just fears.
Remember, you need to remember what FDR said. We have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the message here.
That
is your fears. Your hopes.
Easy.
Your hopes. 7 sticks are your hopes, huh? Maybe that's what it's saying. Fear's fear. You don't fear anything in particular. Your hopes are 7 sticks. What is 7 sticks about? That's a kind of negative one, isn't it?
It's like standing your ground.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not
defensive,
negative.
I believe.
To defend what you have is your hopes. 4th lull. And I got one more card for Winston's mom. I did her heart, her fear, her hopes. Now, the center for moisture. This is different than heart, okay? Heart is where her passion lies and stuff like that, okay? This is where her moisture lies. In victory. Is that where your moisture lies? Wow.
That's a good place for moisture to be.
You like winning, huh? I like winning too.
I do 3.
Okay. That's what really revs your engine. That's where the juice comes out. All right. Breathe easy. Here we go.
Can I be Gwen Stacy? She's like the white spider.
Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The white spider.
Yeah.
What is her power?
I don't know. But she's the white spider.
Okay.
I saw one this summer, so I have like a relationship with it.
Okay, breathe easy. Here we go. First, what do I have? Your despair. I don't know why that one comes to mind. This is your despair.
Strength, huh? Sometimes strength can be stubborn. And it has the 8 symbol, so it's like what comes around goes around. So it can be tough.
So you despair, perhaps also you could read that as you despair that you lack sufficient strength. I don't know. You have to think about that one a little bit.
She has like spidey sense, like Spider-Man.
She devours people's heads.
She may.
Okay. Now that's your despair. Here's your enlightened self. Ooh, 10 sticks. Overburdened.
Yep. Those leaves just keep flowing away, and all you want them to do is go into a pile.
Right. And you didn't even bring a rake, you brought a shovel. And you're like, God, that's making this white stuff come out of my head now. And it's just like, what the hell? You know? That's your enlightened self. I think what that's trying to tell you is that, hey, just let go and let be. Okay? Let yourself be. Don't try to pile those leaves up anymore. Just let them blow away. Just throw that little shovel in the lake, and maybe the white stuff will start coming out of your head. All right. Now this next one, we did your despair. We did your enlightened self. This one is your moistest center. Okay. Your moistest center is the King of Cups. I think that one is, calm and on top of your emotion and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess your purest moisture is your calm, centered self, not the one being swept away by the oceans of moisture, but the one that lets the moisture lie gently inside of one's bosom. Okay, so that's for breathe easy. Here we go. Next, we've got Isaac Roddy. We have to do him. What do you think the first area of analysis is? Could be anything from masculine self, feminine self, its soul, body, could be enlightened self, demonic self, hidden self, visible self, whatever, any of those things. What do you think the first card is? Let me pull it and I'll show you not the front of it, but the back of it, and you tell me which one you think it is, which kind of self this is. And this one, what do you think this is for Isaac Roddy?
Enlightened.
This is the enlightened self for Isaac Roddy. 2 of sticks. The 2 of 6. The 2 of sticks. That's your enlightened self. You got 2 sticks and you got a ball in your hand. What are you holding it for? Throw it to me, mister. There's a guy in another tower, just like right over here, basically. There's a kid over there saying, throw it to me. And you're like, no, it's going to fall. And then we have to go all the way down to the ground to get it. And it won't fall. I'll catch it, I swear. That's what's happening in this card. That's your enlightened self. I'm not sure what that card's all about. Do you know?
No. I'm the same way without like my cards. Like I really have to think about it. Like it's about partnership.
Oh, right, yeah. You is a self that seeks a partner. That's good. It seeks partnership and planning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one here, which self do you think this one is?
Ignored self.
Ignored self. Which self are you ignoring, Isaac Roddy? You're ignoring the 7 of Pentacles. Now, look, first of all, some little guy is trying to steal your stick. You see that?
Oh my gosh.
Is that what's happening in that picture?
What is that?
All right, let me look it up on the chart and see what this one means.
Patience.
Patience?
Mm-hmm.
And this was your ignoring self. So you're ignoring your patient self. That means probably you're either not patient enough or you're neglecting to factor in the value of the patients that you do have. That might be even more, that might be possible as well. So, oh, I know. Look right here with the Mia. And I push this. So this one, the 7 Pentacles, your ignored self, is things coming to fruition, results, patience, planning, taking stock, finishing what you started. Your enlightened self is 2 of sticks, 2 paths, decisions, planning, anticipation, restlessness, wanderlust, sudden departure, lack of contentment. So basically, it seems like your enlightened self here is connected to your ignored self, which means it's hard for you to. It's like the things you're ignoring are what prevent you from being enlightened. Patience, planning, taking stock, finishing what you've started, harvesting. In other words, less NE, more SI.
Like reject something that someone is like obsessed over or like hypes up too much. I don't know the word for it, but like I do find myself that if someone like brags too much, I shut down and I'm just like, I do not like this. Like it's automatic.
I mean, I think I do too. Because it's such an FE failure. It's painful. It's the whole cringe thing, right?
And then I feel so bad because like down the road, I'll see it and I'll like the thing, but at the time I just like couldn't. You just couldn't get me to like, ooh, celebratory
self strength for you. Patience is also the thing you celebrate. A lot of patience in this. Your enlightened self is being clouded by a lack of patience. Your ignoring self is the part that requires patience. And your celebration self is when you get to be patient. Also, in other words, it's all SI for you, buddy. You need to really listen to Tame Impala Rodders. Okay, I will. We'll listen to it.
Tame Impala is good. Very good, man.
Who's next on this here? So oops. All right, so CJ O'Connell. This one is your invigorated self. Justice. Justice in Rachel Tapioca. I like that. I'm going to start calling you Rachel Tapioca too, baby. That's a good nickname for you, Izzy. Are you hungry?
No. Tapioca.
Sorry if it's buffering. I don't know what YouTube's doing. This is the last live stream I'm going to have on this channel, as far as I can tell. I'm going to put an announcement up tomorrow, maybe even tonight.
Yeah, put up something on the community page.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so that was your, what did we say that one was? Oh, the invigorated self.
Yeah.
Yeah, your invigorated self, CJ O'Connell. You have an invigorated self that has been invigorated by justice. Now, here's your gumption killing self. The part of the things that make you just go like, I don't want to do anything. Now I just want to go home and just eat some cereal.
5 of sticks.
5 of sticks. Let's look on the old documentaroo. Conflict, fighting, opposition, clashing personalities, chaos, being defensive, pent-up aggression. That's your, okay, I just want to go home. You must not be an 8. I'm guessing you're not an 8, CJ O'Connell. And if people want to 8 you, then you go, all right, I'm going home to eat cereal.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with cereal. That looks you.
This is your artistic self.
10 of Pentacles.
10 of Pentacles. Oh, you're a 947?
There you
Oh, that
go.
makes perfect sense. Your artistic self is the 10 of Pentacles. Let's see what that means. Solid foundations, happiness, closeness to family, domestic harmony, being conventional, settling down. I think then you probably see being able to produce any kind of. I will give you one right now. Breathe easy. Do you have any more? Oh, you don't have any more misfortunes. Okay.
Oh, but I have the other cards.
Okay. Well, we're gonna give Breathe Easy. You're gonna pull a card for Breathe Easy and make a prediction about him psychically or something. Okay. So you can pull. You can pull one of these. It's fine.
Okay.
Is it still lagging? Can anybody hear me? Okay, so your place where you live. Oh, Jesus Christ. And there's no reason for it to be lagging on this end that I can see.
It's not showing
There's no
that it is.
right. There's no indication here that it. Here, let me put these cards back. What the hell? It's YouTube. I'm not mad at you. I'm very interested to see if this happens again when I'm with a different channel. Because I think that they're like sabotaging or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. So, yeah, I show fast speed. I mean, my speed's I've got really good. I got the best internet I could possibly get. So, it's not me. And I've reset it recently. Yes, positive psychic prediction. Can you pull a card for Breathe Easy, please? Now, what does it tell you about the prediction for Breathe Easy?
Which is like, it represents peace. So you might have had some stormy days.
That's the cloud right there.
Yeah. But, and maybe like had hopes for one person and they disappointed you in 3 different ways, or 3 different people disappointed.
Sancho, and it was involved that broke your heart. You know.
I'm sorry about that. He does that sometimes. I don't know why.
Clearing my browser's data? No, I haven't tried that. I don't usually clear my browser data because I like to see you have all my history and everything available to look at. I don't have any like. I'm not worried about privacy, obviously. What was that cloud called? Card called?
3 of Swords.
Yeah, 3 of Swords.
Yeah,
It's a bad
heartache.
card. It's a heartache card. It's the betrayal heartache card. So, Desert INTJ. This is your motherly nature. Your motherly nature is 5 swords. I'm not sure you're very nurturing. Let's see what the 5 of Swords
Thanks,
says.
Frank James.
Is that Frank James? Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Frank James. You're the best.
Nice.
How nice of you. Very honored guest here, Frank James. Welcome. Thank you for being here, Frank James. You are one of 6 people in this stream. I was just talking earlier about how I'm going to probably change channels and stream from the archives channel from now on because, I don't get anybody to come here. I think like YouTube's like suppressing me or something. I got a couple strikes, I got a strike. I got a warning and a strike.
Yeah.
I got a warning for a video for bullying C.S. Joseph from the TWFP archives channel. I enjoy your jam, Frank. Are you aware it was deleted? His jam? Did you see my note about your streams yesterday morning, this morning, not showing up for me? No, I didn't see it. I know this much. Every time Frank James takes a piss, I get a YouTube notification. It's like, I am. Well, look, there's nothing else I need to know. It's like, it's obvious that I've heard from so many different people, like, I never get any notifications for you.
Yeah,
I'm always
that's
buffering for no
happened.
reason, even though my internet's lightning fast. Frank James, this card's for you. Today, you are the Queen of Pentacles.
Earth Mama.
Earth Mama. Your Earth Mama self's coming out. That's why you're here. You're feeling nurturing towards your fellow YouTubers. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's Earth Mama. That's a good card.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what I was doing right now actually was just pulling cards for people, tarot cards. I was more or less about to end the stream, but now that you're here, I'll pull some more tarot cards while we're here. I was doing, I believe, Desert INTJ before. And I don't know if you're aware of this, Frank James, but I have magic tarot powers. I'll show you. Here, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll for Desert INTJ, and then I'm gonna do Frank James. Okay, so you'll see how powerful this is. Okay, Desert INTJ. Look, this is your male self. Queen of Cups. Your male self is easily hurt and also, mature and emotionally mature.
Emotionally, yes.
But also easily hurt. Now, your female self. That's six swords. 6 swords. Let's see. I have to look on the chart. Healing, moving forward, calm after a storm, overcoming hardship, relief, intuition. That's your female self. Its self-nurturing part is your female self. The other nurturing part is your male self. And now, your demon self. Your demon self is strength.
Maybe you're too strong for your own good.
Yeah, maybe you need to show a little bit of weakness now and again, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe you're not showing enough vulnerability. Have you thought about that? And then lastly, your angelic self.
Knight of Swords, not so angelic, but definitely an action type.
Knight of Swords. It says, big changes. Seize the moment. Direct, quick wit, impulsive, go against the flow, leadership, insensitive. So your angelic self is going to be on the right cause, but you're still going to be an asswipe about it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is appropriate for an INTJ, I'd say. So I don't know if Frank James is still here, but Frank James, I'm going to rend your soul open for everyone to see, okay? If you're still here. Okay, here we go. This is your masculine self. Frank James's masculine self is
4 swords.
the 4 of Swords.
It's resting.
It's resting. Let's see. 4 of Swords. I'll copy and paste it here. Normally, there's this guy Octavio Silva who's around who does this copy and pasting for me very nicely of him to do that.
Yeah.
He made this chart too for me, which was really nice. Okay, so this is your masculine self. Stress, mental overload, needing solitude, solutions not available. Not as bad as it seems. Having faith. It's because you're an INFJ. That makes perfect sense. FE tool, NI Dom. It's not the most natively consistent with the social mores on masculinity. Now your female self. Oh, it's this one. That one really jumped out. What is it? Chariot.
Ooh, Chariot.
That's a good one there. You got a robust female self. I got a robust female self myself, Frank James. Winston Baum always tells me that. I'm at least 60% woman. Chariot. Where is it? Chariot.
I'm laughing because it's true.
Victory, overcoming obstacles, success, determination, willpower, self-discipline, work and focus. That's your feminine side. So you're turning the tables on conventional social mores. That's probably why, you're so successful, because it's like, wow, all this powerful female energy, and in the masculine energy, 5 swords.
5 swords. Feel like
Okay.
you gotta defend yourself too much.
So when you get demonic, it's because you got 5 swords flying. And that is defeat, walking away, self-sabotaging behavior, fighting back, hostility, self-sacrifice. When you're doing self-sacrifice and you're an INFJ, you really are in your demonic self, because INFJs are naturally very accommodating. Yeah, you're bringing female energy in the chariot for sure. You're naturally very accommodating. So if you have to also be self-sacrificing, then you're just like, okay, this is asking too much of me. So that makes sense. Now, lastly, your angelic self. And I'm going to pull 2 or 3 choices, and I'll let Rachel choose between them.
Okay.
It's just those 2. It's just those 2 choices. Which one is the angelic self? This one.
10 of sticks.
10 of sticks. Let me look up that one.
What is that? Angelic?
Yeah, angelic.
Ah.
And this is his elite.
Oh.
Or this is his God level self. This is the extra card. Page of Wands. So you've got your demonic, angelic, God level. You've got your what was the first? Oh, masculine and feminine. So your angelic self is the 10 of sticks. That's here. Overburdened, obligation, burnout, uphill struggle, taking on too much, end inside, keep going, lack of fun. So I guess what that's telling is you're at your angelic self when you're taking on the TE burdens, the how-to shit, and the SE follow through on stuff. And you're like, okay, fine, I'll do the shit. I'll get the green screen and do that shit. That's your being an angel. And then your God level self, that's when you're most like killing it, is when you're in the throes of being the Page of Wands, which is good news on the way shortly, bright ideas, inspiration, optimistic. When you've got fun ideas that you come up with, and you're being a woman when you chariot, and you're being a man when you seek solitude and have faith and come to terms with things. There you go. That's Frank James's soul rended open for everyone to see. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear that I've got magic powers.
Yeah.
So Horse Mumbler's here. Let's see what's going on with Horse Mumbler. We're gonna do. That's fine. That's fine.
You don't need to understand.
You don't need to understand to know the truth of it, okay? It's magic. Magic doesn't require any explanations. You can just see it in my eyes. Can't you? That's magic.
That's magic.
It's a twinkle.
It really is.
Little twinkle. Little twinkle that comes into my eyes. There's magic in the air. All right, so Horse Mumbler, this is your mood. Your mood right now is Page of Pentacles. I'm not sure what that mood is, but we'll see. Page of Pentacles. I'll pull this thing out separate, so I don't have to constantly be playing window juggle. Don't play window juggle all the time, Eric. All right, so that was the Page of Pentacles. Let's see. There. Now I've got this thing set up. Good news in financial matters, laying the foundations, decide for what you want, go for it, dependable. That's what kind of mood you're in right now. That's good. It's a good mood for you, Horse Mumbler.
Yeah.
Here's what kind of long-term planning you're doing right now. Long-term planning for you. See how it's working out.
Ooh, 9 of Cups.
You know, I'd say this is kind of a bad card for too many cups.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think Horsemonger is enjoying his ideation period a little too much.
It could be.
Are you getting a little thick with your ideational period, Horsemumbler? I think so. Okay, now this is your bodily self. 9 swords.
9 of Swords.
That's not a good one, I'm pretty sure. It's a bad one. Let's see. Ooh. Terror, inability to cope, deep unhappiness, big and more. You are pushing your body too hard. You need to get some sleep. Horsemumbler. Sleep, for God's sakes. Why does Frank James have a square around him?
I guess because he's like a verified.
A square and a check mark? I mean, for God's sakes. Are you serious? You got a rectangle and a check mark. It's like, what sort of... Of course I don't. I have regular yellow thing here, but if I show up at somebody else's live stream, I don't get a rectangle and a check mark. I'm pretty sure.
I noticed that too. I just never questioned it.
They probably just give me like a random ugly shape and like a frowny face instead. Yeah. Verified. I mean, why aren't I verified? What do I need to verify? They're still doubting that I'm who I say I am. Who is this guy? I don't believe you. You need to verify who you are. You have my bank account. You give me money in my bank account every month. What more verification of who I am do you need? Can you believe it? No. Absolutely not. I am absolutely not giving Frank James a run. No. Yeah, I am in reality talking with famous people. You mean people who don't have their own actual name can't be verified? It's the only kind of people who can be verified. People have their actual name in it. I don't think that's true, is it? Regardless, I mean, whatever. I'm not actually complaining. I just think it's funny. I think it's cool. You know, congratulations, man. Really, seriously, it's amazing to see. It's like, you know, you just fucking blew the fuck up. Mm-hmm. There's no other way to put it. You absolutely blew the fuck up. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And you know, I like that. I like that because I remember it wasn't that long ago that, you know, you were just another MBTI guy around, you know? And that's cool.
Yeah. It was very quick.
Yeah.
It grew very quick.
But you know, it was pretty obvious from the beginning you had a lot of talent. I mean, I went in watching it assuming it was gonna be because almost everything is, and I was rather delighted at being clever and fun and great, you know. So I remember making a video where I was reacting to one of your videos. It was quite a long time ago, and somebody said that they really enjoyed watching me laughing at your jokes, which of course that's FE in a nutshell, you know. That's like extroverted feeling, where people just they want to watch all the whole like meow reacts to meow videos. Those are all just FE, just pure FE. They want to see somebody else have a real reaction, a real emotional response to something. And, you know, Rachel also will often tell me that my authentic displays basically mean I'm really easy to read. In other words, I'm never really trying to hide my emotions. It probably goes along somewhat with being an Enneagram type 8 as well, because I see anger as the purest and most natural emotion of all. It's like, and I'm not 8 first in my Enneagram type. I'm 7, 8, 4 in my tri-type. But yeah, doing well as a consequence, and you know, appreciating all the subtext. It's a lot of subtext that both INFJs and ENTPs can understand and engage in, and sometimes there's a lot of subtext that goes unspoken and that we might even have slightly different interpretations on, but it's close enough that it coordinates, So, yeah, Rachel had some battles with some difficult parties who were basically trying to hit her TE polar, and I was able to go in there and play ENTP White Knight, and that was very satisfying, I think, for both of us, because she had some NI truths that were being successfully dismantled and attacked by TI approaches, and she didn't really have the function stack wherewithal to battle against all these people, or the situational wherewithal to battle against all these people. And so
No.
in that regard, I was kind of a perfect partner for her, because I'm not an 847, I'm a 784. I'm 7 first. And that's also important, that Rachel and I are 7s first, both of us. Because being 7s first means fundamentally that both Rachel and I accept and understand that I just don't feel like that right now is a perfectly good reason to not do something.
Yeah.
Why not? Because I feel like it, or because I don't feel like it, is all the reason you need.
It's true.
And that demanding other reasons, the fact that Rachel doesn't want to do it that way, or maybe she doesn't want to do it at all, or she doesn't know how to do it, and she doesn't want to learn how to do it, and all that kind of shit. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. But it's like we had this conversation about sleeping earlier in the car, where most nights either she or I come outside here from the bedroom where we're sleeping inside and sort of split up during the middle of the night for a stretch of time. And like when Rachel leaves the bed, I go, okay, she left the bed again. But then I remember, but Eric, half the time you leave the bed. So I think, okay, well, I can't really be mad about that then. Breathe easy. I can tell you what Frank James did in a nutshell. It's very simple. He did shit right. He found something that was working. He worked that formula. He did the NI approach. And then he had enough TE to figure out the green screen and a couple of pieces of software and some audio stuff that he does well, that took advantage of his acting skills. So he's got good acting skills, and he just realized, probably from seeing around YouTube, that let's do each of the 16 types doing various situations, was a very effective vehicle for showing the acting skills, taking advantage of them, and also garnering viewers. As a consequence, he refined his approach to make those videos increasingly more resonant with a broader amount of people, and more like what people want to watch. He did the opposite thing that I do. I found something that was working well for me, but I didn't like it. I got tired of it for a couple of reasons, which was Type Police. I eventually realized it's just too FI assaultive. I just can't. I don't like to do it,
Yeah.
And but I've had lots of other things I could do that are way more popular than live streaming. Instead, I'm here live streaming and shuffling cards, So that's what Frank James did to get successful. I should finish March Madness, but I'm pretty sure Frank James would win at this point. Yeah, you know what, FJ? I don't really think it does. I think you're cutting yourself a little bit too, but in a way that looks pretty professionally produced.
Yeah.
Or at least more than my shit does, And the cream rises to the top. You're better than the vast majority of people on YouTube. I wouldn't say you're better than me, but you definitely make a better product than I do. What I mean by that is I'm just as intuitive and smart and creative and everything, but I just don't have the NI. I'm not following. I understand the reality of things, and I'm not going to mess around with any sort of false modesty. Obviously, I'm a smart, intuitive guy too. I've got clever shit. I can make funny stuff too, but I lack an eye, and it's something that is going to be changing in the near future. Like this period of time, this whole virus hunker down, getting Rachel back living with me, has got me really thinking a lot about prioritizing shit. And I mean, who cares? You know, this is the thing. It's like the typology stuff. Knowing more about typology doesn't make you successful. Making them, you know, resonant with YouTube community standards in general, and the changing field of those community standards is an important factor as well. It's something that I was, you know, who I am and who I was as a video maker is not. But I'm one of the nice things about being an HP is I'm always willing to adjust and never count us out. You know, it just requires me to commit to a certain vision. And I think it's coming close to it at this point. I'm getting very close to making some firm decisions and executing them. But at the moment, I'm still kind of on weird virus vacation. You know, it's like, is this not the weirdest vacation ever? This weird virus vacation we're all on? It's like, what the fuck? I tried to go get some non-alcoholic beer earlier. There's a lot, you know, they're making everybody wait outside the store. This is so fucking dumb. People waiting in line outside the store are closer together than they would be if they just let them all in the store.
Yes.
Oh my God. Who's thinking around here? Nobody's thinking. Yeah, that's right. Hey, I never said it was just for one march. Okay, maybe I should put March's Madness with ES, plural. As grammatically correct to say March Madnesses as well. You can say March Madnesses. No, but see, no, there's only one madness. It's just multiple marches. It's hard to say, really. It's time for me to smoke a cigarette. And as usual, when I smoke a cigarette, I'll need to go stand over here by what they call in Spain El Puerto, or the door. The reason for this is so as to blow smoke out of the door rather than into the living area here. And I don't want to have to get secondhand smoke onto Rachel and Pee-Pee. Pee-Pee, of course, being my kitty cat. So it's raining here in Los Angeles, which is great. We've got a really wet March after a few dry years of just drought. Yeah. And yeah, it's pretty amazing how much rain we've gotten this March, because I've never seen Southern California quite so alive as it is right now. It's so green. Like, you just know the bees are going ape shit. There's so many bees in this hive that's next door to my house. I've never talked so much about bees as I have in the last couple of months running this beehive, but those bees are all over the place as to what they want to do. They keep wanting to move into our garage and start the hive here in the garage. We keep telling them, no bees, you can't go in here.
Yeah, no, we definitely don't want them in there.
Yeah, of course, you know, I'd be very upset if the neighbors took the hive out of their front yard, but I wouldn't really want the hive in my yard either. But if it were in a reasonable location like a tree or something, fine. But they cannot go move into the automatic garage door opener and make a hive in there. Which is what they want to do. As far as the bees are concerned, our garage is the perfect place to make a new hive. It's pretty obvious they've outgrown that hive over there. Because it's just in this hole in the tree. It must be all the way filled up with honeycomb now because they're like just practically. Okay, cool. Being able to produce any kind of, I don't know what I said. You're asking me to use SI. That is not very good. They're kind of crappy SI, you know. We need to know. Might be over here. Excuse me, darling. Thank you. We need to know. We need to see. We need to pin happenings down by our means to judge a logic to life we sensibly unlike and from which we'll rarely budge. People everywhere gather up, enemies outraged at how they miss a sign. How do they set their priorities? These foreign backstabbing entities, ensuing heartache and misery follow necessarily from their savage ways. Insulting, causing, and desiree, we're stuck in such petty larceny. We all partition the victories and cause destruction of the whole damn world. Judy shares now her limits. Hoping Julie will too. Jerry shares for 4 minutes. He just can't share things like they do. Julie soon forgot she should have bought to when she had a chance to buy. Julie soon forgot to buy, should have not told, though she had recall that. When people everywhere gather up, enemies outraged at how they miss the sign. How do they set their priorities? These foreign backstabbing entities, ensuing heartache and misery follow necessarily in the savage ways. Insulting, causing, and desiree, we're stuck in such petty larceny. We are petition the rectories and cause destruction of the whole damn world. Oh. El Nino, my ass. You call the storms. Where is the rain? Those drizzles don't count. I drizzle more when I pee in the sink. Which is just the right height to catch all of the undesired splatter. When I'm done, I'll go upstairs and climb a ladder. I will go up there and take me a bucket and pour water inside. And I'll say, hey, Mr. Cloud, walk it from the bottom. And Mr. Cloud, won't you drop it from the bottom? And Mr. Cloud, drop it from the bottom on me.
Thanks, Frank James.
Wow, thanks, Frank James. You're very nice. I appreciate you. You're a good guy. Thanks for coming here. You know, I really do appreciate that. This is probably the last live stream I'll ever make on this channel, so it just really does mean a lot that you're here, and you know, as a show of support, and the super chats are great too, of course, but I appreciate it. You know, every life lived reaches a time when the road splits in two. When I'm there, when I'm there, there are times, dark times, times of despair, times when it's hard to feel good. That's when I'll look for my sack full of solvency and my satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Every life lived reaches an end when the road disappears. When I'm there, will there be anybody else around? Or will I travel all alone? That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and that satchel filled up with on. And that satchel of nothing but bone. Satchel of helpful goods. 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 Thanks. I'm gonna play, I think, one. I want to play Sammy's song, which I enjoy playing. I want to play a Gobby Weatherman, and then that'll probably be it. Important. We've got 2 songs, and then we'll call it a night. Sammy has a story that need be told. This is a song for an open road, and such a thing must always do its job. She married up Jeb, turned 19, 4 years in, 3 kids weaned, weary now and questioning the path. Agency out, paces discretion, locking in our courses, way too young. Urgency conferred is really just oppression, making sure those underneath them always run. Everybody's panicked about the kids. lock 'em up with extra dexedrine. Mathematics to produce success, or impose more unjust duress. Agency outpaces discretion, locking in our courses way too young. The urgency conferred is really just oppression, making sure those underneath them always run. Doug at 20 thought bourbon fun, like what Doug at 21, and so forth, well up into middle age. Well, once it seemed to set him free, became his whole identity. Now Doug's about another drunken rage. Agency outpaces discretion, locking in our courses way too young. The urgency conferred is really just oppression. They'll offer you incentives, but they haven't got a thing that's fun. Everybody's panicked about the kids. Ooh, lock 'em up with extra dexedrine. Ooh, mathematics to produce success, or impose more unjust duress. Agency outpaces discretion, knocking out courses way too young. The urgency is really just oppression. They'll offer you incentives, but they haven't got a thing that's fun. Without consent, it's really just oppression. The parasites surviving on their wages earned by dying, and they feed the fear of dying. Yeah, let's feed the futures of the young. Thanks, Rachel. I love you.
I love you too.
You're my special Rachel. You're my Rachel Tapioca. I forgot I have a new name for you that somebody else made up. That's great.
It is.
All right, and for the last song of the evening, I'll play this one pretty slow. You're living on a time frame that I will never know. Alienation and humanity's soul. Imagine you a future after the collapse, returning to the urgency of isolated past. You're picturing community free of metaphysics, hunting buffalo while you're picking red delicious. Knowledge of the seasons, wisdoms of old, fires blazing in the night to keep away the cold. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. Scrolling down. Imagining a history that never could have been. You lecture at the college, advancement is a sin. Lamenting disconnection and every corporate act. Asserting all your feelings and ignoring all the facts. Hostility is kept at bay. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way. What you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. You find modernity just so by now. Wish you had loved at any time but now, and your experience won't run afoul of exception to mine. You visualize nobility sipping on some port, or tribes of peaceful savages in beautiful comport. But few of history's people ever thusly did cavort, 'cause life was solitary, nasty, brutish, poor, and short. Hostility is kept at bay. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way. What you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. With an agave weatherman. Well, I want to thank very much all of you who are here. And if Frank James is still here, thank him very much for being here as well. Again. And Octavio Silva, sorry you got here late. Hambone, you got here late. We are going to be moving to the CWFP Archives channel from this point forward. So this is a but more or less, yeah. I'm going to be uploading an announcement tomorrow. I'm not going to be live streaming here anymore. So thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel, everybody. And hopefully I'll see you at the new art live stream at TWFP Archives. Have a great evening.